There we go. All right, do we get started? I mean, I have you actually start on a block. I guess I just have one block though. Connor was doing yoga poses with me the other night, so I just have one block. But I'm going to have you sit on your block like Virasana. So you can put it, and if you need two blocks, you can do that. You can just kind of sit back, see how it feels. I like to make sure my feet are pointing straight back. Yeah, and if that's not good for you today, just sit a little higher. You can use a blanket. Sometimes if your knees bother you, you can snug a blanket right up behind your knees and sit back on it, and it feels really nice. Just a little room behind your knees kind of takes away any pain. So I think I'm going to do that this morning. That feels really nice. Is that okay for you? Okay, sounds good. So we're going to sit like this for a few moments, few minutes probably. So I want you to be comfortable. So be sure you're high enough. And I will share with you what rule number 8 is. Yeah, it feels better. So rule number 8 now is pretty easy, but I think it's really freeing. It says, what you make of your life is up to you. You have all the tools and the resources you need. What you do with them is up to you. Every person creates his or her own reality. Authorship of your life is one of your absolute rights. Yet so often people deny that they have the ability to script the life they desire. They often use the excuse that they cannot do what they want to do or get what they desire in life because they lack the resources to do it. They look past the fundamental truth that it is not our external resources that determines our success or failure, but rather our own belief in ourselves and our willingness to create a life according to our highest aspirations. So the challenge of Rule 8 is to create and own your own reality. Kind of freeing that you have the ability to do that. And you might say to yourself, well, some people are in prison and they have no control over anything, but they do have control over their thoughts. And so their internal life is their own creation. We always all have that. So think about that. Close your eyes. Just turn to your breath. Check in mentally, physically, emotionally. And vow for the next hour and 10 minutes or so that you're going to feed your soul. Just bring hands to heart center. May we all realize that there's a lot of good in everyone. May we notice the good and the beauty and the grace within ourselves and within others. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. So this morning, as my husband's walking out the door to go to work, and he gives me this whole list of things he wants me to do, I'm thinking, I have control over my own life. Okay, now do this for me. So you're going to stay there, but you're going to bring your knees and your heels a little closer together and bring the block and possibly 2 blocks and a blanket a little closer, and then sit. So this is a really deep stretch on your ankles. So I don't know if that's going to work for you, Donna. And if it doesn't work for you, it's okay. Just, yeah, we aren't going to be here long. But I'm going to encourage you to find a eye level spot to focus on. And this is going to feel really strange, but you're just going to move your eyes to the right as slowly as you can, kind of at the same horizon level without moving your head. Attempting to move your head, and then slowly move them back through center. Try to not make it jerky. It always feels jerky to me. And go to the other side. Try not to move your head. And slowly back to center. Good. See, I took your mind off your ankles. Okay, now, now come on up, curl the toes under, put the block back on, and sit back down. This is going to stretch your toes. And now find that same horizon gaze and slowly move the eyes up without moving the head. And then slowly back to center and down. Try to make it as smooth and not jerky as possible with your eyes. And do that one more time. All the way up. And down. And back to center. Awesome. Okay, come on off your little stack, whatever it may be, and come to all fours, please. And with your hands right under your shoulders, grab the floor and just kind of move forward and back, thinking wrist stretch, whatever feels healthy for you. Press through the finger bounds and fingertips. I always think if I hug to the mid-line of my hand with my fingers, it feels good. Good. Now pause, turn the hands out a little bit, fingers out, make sure the wrists are at least as wide as your shoulders. And then same thing, side to side. Feels different, big wrist stress, good. And then pause, turn the fingers back if that works for you. And then you're gonna move forward and back again. You can allow the heel of the hand to lift when you move back and feel it press down when you move forward. There's Artie. Stretching out the wrist. Good, and then pause, turn them back forward, sit back on your heels and make a fist. Move the wrists around. Oh, that feels good. Shake them out. And then come back to all fours and move through some cow cat. Go nice and slow. Hi, Artie. Where you been, girlfriend? You can stretch side to side a little bit. Each pose if you want. And then just go ahead and take a child's pose. If you need to widen your knees, do. Sit back. Let your wrists relax. And then make your way up to all fours again. This time you're going to keep your toes curled under. You've already got them warmed up. And set your spine. So think sits bones back, rib cage draws back, broaden through the clavicles, lengthen through the top of the head, lift the back of the head up, press it up into the sky. Now keep all that and lift your knees an inch or two and hold. Keep thinking really strong through your spine. Press up with the back of your head. We've been working on that a lot. It really feels like it's attached to the rest of your core. Couple more breaths. And lower down. Good. Bring your hands forward now. Curl the toes. Lift up and back to downward facing dog. And if you want to go wider, you can with your feet for this first one to feel really grounded. And then just waggle your tail side to side a little bit. Remember the work that you did on your wrist. Think of the core work. I'm going to bring my feet back to normal now and just walk the dog. And then slowly step your feet up to your hands. You can go as slow as you want and come to a forward fold. If you want to use blocks here, please do. And just allow everything to open up a little bit. Feel all four corners of the feet. You can bend your knees. Really feel your sits bones move back and wide. And then everyone bend the knees. Bring your hands on your knees and push all the way up to standing and even stretch your arms up. Reach real high. Oh, that's great. Good, grab your right wrist with your left hand and just arc. Keep the rib cage moving back. Pause for a few moments. Breathe into your right side. Good, and come back up through center, switch, and arc. In this variation, I just want you to keep weight in both feet. Feel a lengthening in the left side body. She does love you. And come on back to center. And please fold forward again. This time pranam 3 times. So inhale, extend long. Exhale, fold. Really feel your feet and legs, your spine nice and long as you pranam again. And fold. One more time. Inhale, pranam. And fold. And then this time, inhale, sweep your arms all the way up again. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Hands through heart center. And let's just keep going. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. And step your right foot back to deep lunge. Use your blocks if you want. Set up, check your alignment. Lift your right heel super high. Lengthen your spine, make sure your hips are even. And then you're just gonna kind of rock back. So maybe stretch through your calf a little bit and lift the heel high. And just make sure your hips stay even as you do this. Don't go too deep. Sure you're using all parts of your foot. Good, and then push forward, come to forward fold. Let's switch sides, left foot back. Just check your alignment. Lift the heel high and hips stay even as you stretch back a little bit. Your right leg might straighten a little bit, but not a lot. Just feel like you're bending deep, but keeping the hips straight or even. Good, and then please step back to down dog. You'll have to move your blocks if you're on them. In this down dog, think, what can I do to engage and feel like more of a power dog? So it feels like I'm broadening the shoulder blades. My shoulder blades are on the back. My rib cage is back. Pressing the back of my head up and my sit bones are back. Good, now swivel both heels to the right. So stretch and then bring them back through center and swivel them to the left. And back through center. And keep the engagement and come forward to plank. Keep thinking, okay, can I broaden the clavicle? Maybe I feel a little bit of roundedness in my upper back to stay strong. Pressing the back of the head up. Couple more breaths. If you need to lower your knees, please do. And then on your next exhale, lower down through chaturanga to the mat. And then 3 times lift to cobra, thinking rib cage back, really strong long spine. Exhale back down. And just 2 more times, you're thinking, how can I engage and lengthen? Don't scoop the tailbone. And exhale back down. Last time. Lengthen up. And lower back down. Curl your toes. Push all the way back to a child's pose. This time, keep your arms extended, come up on fingertips. And then make your way back, downward facing dog. Step your feet to your hands and go as slow as you want, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. I tell you what to do, but really, it's up to you whether you do it or not, because you're in charge of your own life. So we'll just keep going. Inhale, stretch up. What you make of it, exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back first this time, deep lunge. And keep your left hand on the floor or a block. Keep your spine nice and long. Sweep your right hand up and open up to a twist. Allow your heart to open a little bit. Hips stay square still. You can sink a little deeper into the heel, the knee. Good, and then stretch forward, touch down, step forward and switch. Right foot back. Take your time, just making sure everything's aligned the way you want it to. And then stretch your left arm up and open up. I like to turn the palm to the side. Think rib cage back, broadening. Maybe your right hip sinks just a little bit. It's okay. Feel a big stretch. And then touch back down. Good, step back, down dog. And come forward to plank. Lower to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Downward facing dog. Step your feet to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. And let's keep going. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend your knees, sit back to a chair pose. And just pause there. Your hands come forward a little bit. I want you to just think, okay, do I have my spine just as strong as I want it? Just stay for a few breaths. Maybe even sink a little deeper if you can. And then slowly reach forward. Touch the floor, the blocks, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back, deep lunge. And just kind of set up just like you've been thinking. The hips stay square, I'm really strong, and then stretch up, crescent warrior. Just feel that. I like to really feel my back leg super engaged. Maybe you have to keep a baby bend in the knee to keep your back happy. The hips stay square, rib cage is back. One more breath. And please touch down. Good. Step back, down dog. Inhale, plank. Broadening, lower down. Cobra when you're ready. Exhale, fold. Downward facing dog. Extend the right leg, so you're in three-legged dog, and just take a moment there to feel super long and strong. And then bend the knee, bring knee towards nose, and then step it through to a deep lunge. Take your time. You can use your hands on the blocks if that helps. And then find your strength, lift up crescent warrior. And use your thigh to push up if that helps. Take really drawing long and strong. Feel the back leg as your anchor. And breathe. You can refine it as you go. One more breath. And please touch down. This time step forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, it's Katasana again. Deeper breath, just refine as you notice. Are my hips even? Am I drawing the low belly up but keeping the sit bones back? Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Put the left foot back first to a deep lunge. Way. Ground the back foot down and make your way to a Virabhadrasana 2 position. So come upright. Stretch your arms when you're ready. Just see how it feels. Make sure you're tracking the knee straight. Yeah, good. And then we're just gonna keep the left hip crease back. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg. And exhale, bend back in. Again, straighten. Tracking it straight, bend, weight in the ball of the foot as well as the heel. Really, one more time. Straighten and bend. Straighten. She's licking the blocks again. Good, pause there. Turn the right foot forward so your feet are even. And then fold forward. Wide-legged forward fold. And then just notice, maybe you need to bend the knees a little bit and just check, do I have everything even? If your kneecaps and toes point the same direction, you're probably using both sides of your foot evenly. Do I have the weight even in my feet? Or is it mostly in the ball of the foot or in the heel? You might need to adjust. And just pause for a moment. Breath. Really want you to feel an inner thigh stretch here. And then go ahead and come on up to standing again. Stretch your arms wide. Turn the right foot forward again. Bend back into Virabhadrasana 2. And just pause, because you can go a little lower than what you thought possible. Like I'm gonna sit on your thigh because it's even. Good, and then windmill down. Turn the back heel up. Step back, downward facing dog. Check your dog. I'm going to give you a choice. You can either go to child's pose or do a vinyasa with me. So inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Curl the toes, push back up to plank. Yeah, and then downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. I always have to kind of do a baby bend in my right knee and see, do I really have the hip creases back a little bit and long spine? Good, bend the left knee, knee to nose, step it through, deep lunge. Ground the back foot down, take your time. Just really being mindful of your alignment. Come up to Vira 2. Back leg anchors you, back foot anchors you. Front foot is even weight. Then inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 2 more times. Really feel your leg working. Does everything feel even? And last time, straighten. Turn the left foot forward. Come on down, Prasarita Padottanasana. I always kind of like to bend my knees, bring my hands on my knees, and I can kind of check everything out, see if it's safe, and then fold. Come back up, bring your arms out. Turn the left foot forward. Bend into warrior 2. Get super low if you can. Really strong core helps you, good. And then windmill down. Turn the back heel up and step forward, please. I want you to have at least one block handy. That's what I have today. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sleep rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm actually going to grab another block. Connor was playing with all my blocks. Had a racetrack set up. And the blocks by your feet. This next one gets a little bit deeper. And come on up to standing. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Pranam. And fold. Step the left foot back to deep lunge. And just like we did before, I'm going to have you do a twist, but this time you'll be on your block. So right hand sweeps forward, open it up, deep lunge twist. Good. Notice your core. Keep it really engaged. Bend a little deeper into your right knee and then lower the back knee. Stay in the twist and lower your elbow down to the block. There you go, if that works for you. Good. If not, turn it to the higher height too. It's an option because we're going to get super deep here. I'm going to have you bend your left knee and reach back with your right hand in the twist and see if you can find the foot. If it's not there, it's okay. Hug to the midline. Oh, and you might have to come up on your block to find the foot, but you'll stay in the twist. Oh, it's not quite right there. It's okay. Yeah, and stretch the arm back up and come out of the twist. Come up on your block, bring your right block to the inside and walk your foot out to the side. And then just kind of widen your knee a little bit, thinking I'm gonna really stay connected. This is an inner thigh stretch too. Hug heel to knee. Keep your strong long spine and maybe lower down. Good humble pose. Hips stay square. Lengthen out of the pelvis. Press the back of your head up and try to keep the curve in the low back. Good, come back up. Hands on blocks. Lift the back knee, step back, down dog. You get the benefit of the blocks this time to step your left foot forward, deep lunge. Check your alignment, see if your heels and your hips are lined up. Your hips are square, nice long spine. Stretch your left arm up and open up. Deep lunge twist. Now keep that. Keep the hips square, lower the back knee. And then see maybe you can come to your elbow in that twist. If it's better for you to keep your hand on your hip, that's fine too. Lengthen through the top of your head. And then bending the right knee, see you can find the foot. You can come up on your right hand. You're staying in the twist though for this variation. Hugging heel to knee, knee to heel. And then release. Unwind. Come up on your blocks, but bring the left block to the inside. Walk the left foot out a little bit. Lengthen your spine. Maybe lower to the blocks. You don't have to lower to the blocks. Let's see where it takes you. I'm constantly trying to stay centered and long. That's my spine. Remember, you are the only one that controls your thoughts, and your thoughts are your world. Couple more breaths. Come back up on your hands and lift your back knee and step back, down dog on the blocks. And then go ahead and lower your knees right there. I'm going to have you walk your blocks back and bring them by the outside of your feet. And if you have tight shoulders and back, you can put them on the highest height. If not, keep them on the lower height and then come up to your knees. We're going to do camel pose. So let's just do one hand at a time. And camel pose can be just a matter of keeping hands on hips too, if you get pinchy in your low back. But here's what I want you to think about. So activate your legs and feet. Think of sits bones back and apart, your hip creases are moving back. And then think, can I keep that but draw my low belly up? Lengthen, broaden the shoulders, and then reach back just with the right hand and see if the block's available. So you're lengthening and then maybe stretch the left arm up. Your heart's lifting, but you feel a broadening of the clavicles. Feel lengthening. I like to keep looking forward because then I'm really engaged in my neck. And then come on up. Whew. Seems like it should be easy, but it's a hard one. Okay, let's go for the other side now. The other choice is just keep your hand here so you don't lean back as far. Okay, hi Artie. So engage, long spine, lengthen up through the top of the head. Keep pressing the head back, but don't let your head go back. Reach back, find the block with your left hand, right arm up. And come on back up. You guys feel pinching in your low back? Feel good? Okay, good. So if you're keeping your legs and everything engaged, should feel good. So let's go for both hands. And if you're really feeling open, you can just reach for your heels too. So set up, hug feet and legs, sit bones stay back, low belly up, lengthen, broaden, slowly lean back. Maybe your heels will be there, maybe the blocks. Try not to scoop the tailbone, but to think, really lengthen through the top of the head. Maybe let your head go if you're feeling it. Feeling connected and still long. And then leading with your heart. Come on back up. Oh, come down to all fours. And then go ahead and grab your blocks again and bring them to the outside of the mat. And turn them to the lower height. We're just gonna do this. Connor made me do this the other night and it felt pretty good. So lower height, come up, down dog, and then walk to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Now just bring the block under your right foot. And then step your left foot back to deep lunge. You can bring your right hand on your knee. He was showing me different yoga poses that he wanted me to do. And this is one of the things he had me do. And I thought, this is kind of cool. Walk your left foot to the left just a little bit so that You're just a little bit wide, then lower your back knee. And bring your right hand down to the inside. And then just kind of tuck I want you to keep a long spine, but tuck your shoulder underneath and bring the hand to the outside of your foot. And then hug your knee into your arm. Keep a long spine, everything connected. Good, and then unwind. Lift the back knee, step forward and step off that block, and we'll switch. So left foot onto the block, and then however you can get that right foot back to deep lunge. I've got my left hand to the inside. You feel really nice and long. It's kind of like humble pose, but on a block. And then lower the back knee. Keep everything engaged. Keep the long spine. Just drop your shoulders. Bring it. So your left shoulder, you might be on your upper arm or on your shoulder. It depends on your flexibility, your hamstring, everything else. And bring it to the outside of the foot. And then hug that leg into your arm while you lengthen your spine. That's good training for you. Woohoo! So how do you like Connor's pose? Good, and then unwind, lift the back knee, and step off the block as you step forward. Okay, now find your blanket and come down to a seated position. Remember what I'm doing here. Oh, yes. Just to see if you're opening your hamstrings. We worked on them so much last week. To press your heels down. Actually, just shift to one side, pull the leg into the socket. Shift to the other side, pull the leg into the socket. So you really feel grounded through the sits bones. Press your heels down, lengthen your spine, and then maybe fold forward, bending right at the hip creases. Paschimottanasana. Don't want you to feel pinchy at all on your back, so you're drawing your low belly up. You're trying to get the sits bones back. You're trying to keep the rib cage back. You see where it takes you. If you want to, you can grab your feet or your ankles. And fold. And then come on back up. Ah, that feels good. Now just bend your right knee. And then you're gonna lift the toes up and grab the ball of the foot and then bring the foot up. Now hold the heel with your left hand. Bring your right hand on the inside and grab. So underneath, yeah, there you go. And make sure, so this is a similar position than that what you were just in. And then just kind of straighten and bend. This is actually a pose called big toe to ear pose. So just do that a few times. Good, and then pause with it back and see if you can bring that leg on top of the arm, just where you had it just a few moments ago. And then bring your hand down and see if you can kind of push it back and get your hand grounded. And then hug the leg into your arm. See if you can hold it. Ooh, ooh. Hug, hug, hug. It's okay. Good, and release it. Yeah. We do the other side, bend the left knee, make sure you're still grounded. I like to do it this way just to feel really good. And then you kind of bring the knee wider and bring the hand to the outside. And then just one side will feel more open than the other. Just a few times, straighten and bend. Big toe to ear pose. Keep your spine not long. You don't want to compromise your spine. So if you don't go that deep, it's okay. And then pause. See if you can dip down a little bit just to get that feeling. I always have to ground my hand back into my leg and then see if you can hold it there. And lift up. Good, and release. That's where it eventually goes. And then go ahead and I don't know if you want to try something fun or not. You guys want to try something fun? We're all prepped for it. So watch me first and we'll just play. Artie, you're going to have to move because I might fall right on top of you. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to just stay where you're at. Be comfortable for a moment. And I'm going to come to deep lunge. And I'm going to ground my back foot down. So it's like Vera 2 position. And then I just bring my arm to the inside, drop down just like we've been doing, and hug in. And then maybe you lift your toes and maybe try for this Visvamishtrasana. I'll talk you through it. Okay, so come on up. Come to a deep lunge with your right foot forward. And then you just turn the left foot out so you can ground it down. And you want to be pretty stretched out. And then you bring your right hand and to the inside, drop your shoulder down, and then bring the hand right on the outside. And then see, hug that leg in, feel really strong. Maybe reach for the little toe side of your foot. Oh, and maybe get it up good. Flex your foot a little bit, Connie. Yeah. Straighten the leg. Yeah, good. And come on down. Woohoo! Pretty fun. Okay, go for the other side. Even if you don't get even one toe lifted, it's okay. It's a lot of effort. So deep lunge, ground back foot down. Right hand comes in, drop the shoulder, hand to the outside. And just play with it. Put that leg in. Straighten the leg, the foot. It's fun to play. Good, come on down. Go ahead and transition to your backside. Oh, it's always fun to play with those poses that are, they are achievable, but sometimes it's a matter of a lot of years to get those ones. Good. And so laying on your back, just take a moment. I know my heart's beating pretty rapidly. Just check in. And then go ahead and hug your knees in. Roll side to side a little bit. And then grabbing the knees, just kind of slowly rolling side to side. Just kind of let your knees come away from you until you feel a curve in your low back again. And your Arms are full length and your feet are just dangling there. And then release the knees and bring your feet down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open wide. And just move your hands to either your inner thigh or your belly. And then slowly closing the knees. Just bring the feet wide. Do a few windshield wipers, so arms have to kind of move out of the way to either cactus or T. And then just alternate, dropping the knees to the right and up and over to the left. I wasn't going to go there with you guys or Visvanusrasana, but you were warm enough. Everything's set up good. And then coming back to center, bring your knees or your feet right under your knees, hands by your hips. And just lift to Satu Bandha. Lift the hips. And release the hands if you would like. And then release down to the mat. Now, I encourage you, if you're at home, to find a wall space. And actually, I want you guys to find a wall space too. We're just going to do legs up the wall. Nothing really challenging here. It's just going to be relaxation. And here's how I have to get into it. I kind of lay on my side with my bum close to the wall. And then I just shift my legs up, not on my mat, but and if you feel like, oh, this doesn't feel good on my feet, or I'm too close, move away from the wall till it feels therapeutic. You want a curve in your low back. You want to feel nice and long. I'm going to leave you here for a few moments. If your feet start to fall asleep, you can bend the knees. A few moments. Hopefully at home you found a spot. If this is feeling really good, you can stay there for Shavasana, or if it's not that great for you, then just slide back and come to regular Shavasana. And if you want to stay here for a while longer and then switch to Shavasana, do that too. Whatever works best for you today, that's what I want you to do. And just allow long, slow, steady breaths to accompany you into a deeper, calmer, tranquil state. You need to cover up too. I can bring you a blanket if you'd like, either one of you. It's a little chilly here. So every breath, feel like you're just wiping the slate of your mind a little cleaner. Imagine now a blank canvas before you. Use this as the backdrop for what you want to bring into your life. The law of attraction says that if you give time to things that you would like to see happen in your life by using your mind, that brings it to you, brings you the reality. You are creating new thought patterns and habits and reprogramming your mind to bring into your consciousness all that you desire, all that's part of your highest good. And maybe just say to yourself, I am the ultimate creator of my destiny. My thoughts create my reality. And my life is filled with opportunity. I am capable of everything I set my mind to. I am pure in spirit and intention. Beginning to notice your breath again. Staying with it. Slowly floating back up. You're ready to move and wiggle. Take your time transitioning. Drawing the knees in, rolling to the side. Pushing on up. And find a nice seat. I want to close with Marianne Williamson. She says the embryo needn't struggle to become a baby, and the acorn needn't struggle to become an oak tree. Nor do I need to struggle to become the person I'm created to be. I am supported by nature in the process of my self-actualization. As I show up in glory, my life will be glorious. As I celebrate the beauty of life, life itself will celebrate my beauty. As I relax into the flow of the miraculous, then miracles will find me. I will embody in time the perfection of my true self. Bring hands to heart center. And thanks so much for playing with me and trying all these crazy things this morning. I bow to the beauty and the light in each of you. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Have a fabulous day. Boy, we have been so lucky with this weather. Oh my gosh. Looks like another gorgeous day out there. So enjoy. 1 or 2 more days. Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Lisa.
Thanks, Laura. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Nancy. Bye, Sandy.